Chi. So we're going to be working on sort of opening and getting into the hip area. So it will feel like an exercise, but you'll also feel like you're opening up the hips, which is really nice because we tend to get really stiff in the hips and the glute area. So let's just warm up first. So standing wherever you are on your mat, I want you to draw your navel in towards your spine and settle yourself evenly in through your heel and in through the ball of your foot. And then just do a couple of shoulder rolls. And then incorporate the breath. Pulling the shoulders back, maybe a little squeeze through the shoulder blades, opening up the chest. Lift the chin up off your chest, looking straight, and then roll the shoulders forward. Try to open up the back now. Open up between the shoulder blades through the upper back. And then relax and just sort of shift it side to side. Shake out your arms, maybe sort of wiggle through the circle of the wrists. And then maybe just squeeze your fingers together, make a fist, and then open up your hands and spread your fingers apart. I find when I wake up in the morning, sometimes my fingers feel stiff. I don't know why, maybe I'm clenching when I'm sleeping, or I'm just stiff. And then just wiggle your fingers around. And I also tend to grab my phone in the first few minutes of waking up. And then I'm on my phone or my iPad, so my fingers. And then widen your feet just a little bit. Not sure now they're not too close to each other. Or too far apart from each other, I should say. Just bring them in just a little bit, yeah. And then draw your navel in towards your spine. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, chin comes towards the chest. Soft bend through the knees and just start to hinge forward. Letting the arms drop down. Feeling a length happening through your upper back. Let go of any stiffness you're going to feel in through your lower back and through the backs of your legs. Hold it there for a moment. Try to keep your head above your heart. And then take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly roll up, straightening through the knees, pushing the hips more forwards, rolling the shoulders back, and then lifting the head up. And then take another deep breath in. Exhale, chin to chest. Bend soft into the knees. And then slowly fold forwards. And you may notice this one feels a little better. Perfect stretch to do also when you just get out of bed. So before you go anywhere other than the bathroom, do this little sort of stretch before you grab your coffee. And then just hang there. Tuck your chin in towards your chest a little more and you'll feel a deeper stretch at the top of the back. And then take a deep breath in and then exhale, slowly rise back up. Tuck the hip, bring the hips, push the hips forward, roll the shoulders back, and then reach your arms all the way up. Lift the head up, look towards the ceiling, and then just reach the arms. Fingers are reaching. And then just sort of tip side to side. Stretch out to the side of the body. Wake everything up. Breathing in and out. And then hold it over to the left and see if your left arm can reach for your right wrist. And then maybe just gently pull that arm just over a little bit. Deep in through the side of the right side of your body. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, come back up to center. And then your right hand reaches for the left wrist. And then just gently tip over towards the right. Try to push down on the left foot. Inhale. And then exhale. Lower the arms down. A couple couple of shoulder rolls. Good, and then just shake out the arms. And now widen the feet a little bit. So you're gonna come into just a small little squat. And if you need a wall or a chair to do so, you can do that, grab that. And then you can either reach your arms out to the side or keep your hands onto your hip, or if you're holding the chair, that's fine. And all you're gonna do is just bend a little bit into the knees, bend a little bit. You're not gonna go down far. I want you to bend the knees and then kind of tuck the bum forwards. And then lift back up. And then bend a little bit further. And then lift. And then bend again. Go down a little further. And then lift. And then see if you can sink down a little further if you need to reposition your toes. And then see if you can hold it there. Take your hands to the tops of your thighs. And all you're gonna do is just sort of lift up a little bit and lower down. Lift up a little bit, lower down. Try not to shift forward with the chest. Try to lift your back up nice and tall. Lift up a little bit, lower down. Good. A couple more times. Last two. And last one. Whew. Straighten the legs, walk the feet in, give those legs a big shape. And we're going to go into another little plie position, but we're going to add a little bit of a hip shift, okay? So position yourself comfortably so your feet are on more of a diagonal rather than straight forward. I should have mentioned that. And you can widen your feet your legs as far as you want. Just be aware of how your knees are feeling, okay? So you're gonna sink down into your plie. Your hands, sorry, I put my hands like that. But your hands can stay on the tops of the shins or tops of the thighs or your waist. And all you're gonna do is just kind of shift a little to the left and then just sort of lean into the right and then shift over to the right and then lean over to the left. And you're just gonna continue this sort of, and one leg sort of straightens up just a little bit. Good. As you shift side to side, nice and gentle. And you don't have to go down very far. Good, so you're just kind of shifting that hip out. So when you shift over, that other leg bends more and you stick the hip out. And then you come over to the other side and you stick that hip out. That's it. Good, a couple more times this way. Last one to each side. And then straighten the legs. Bring your feet together, shake it out. Good, and then we're gonna do that one more time. And we're just gonna add a little something to it. So if your feet felt like they could be wider, widen them. If they felt like they were too wide, bring them in a little bit. So you're gonna just come down into your plie. Don't go very far, just a little bit, okay? Because sometimes when you go this too far, then what's happening is you're actually coming into a squat. I don't really want you in a full squat. I just want you to feel like an opening in through your inner thighs. So again, you're gonna shift to the left and then lift your right heel. And then lower it, and then shift your body over to the right, sticking that right hip up, and then lift the left heel. And then do that side to side, left to right, opposite heel lifts, depending on which position your hip is in. So obviously right heel lifts as you go left, left heel lifts as you go right. Good. And let's try one more to each side. And then straighten up. Walk your feet in. Now, you may want to grab a chair or find a wall for this next one if you feel like you're slightly off balance, because it does require you to lift your leg up a little higher. And even if you had like a ledge or a chair in front of you, you could always position your foot onto that chair or ledge, okay? So you're gonna shift your weight into your left foot. And then you're gonna lift your right leg up, and then you're gonna externally rotate. So the knee looks straight, and then you're gonna externally rotate it. So you're gonna squeeze into your left glute, and all you're gonna do is swing the leg back and forward, keeping the leg bent so it looks like this. Swing it forward through the inner thigh, comes to the front, and then swing it back. Keeping that leg internal, or so that you're rotating it this way so that the inner thigh is more exposed. Back and forward. It's a little challenge on the balance, so you always can grab a wall or a chair. Good. Maybe you hear some popping going on. And then settle that foot down, sort of shift it side to side. And then we're gonna switch legs. Okay, so shift your weight into your right foot. Lift your left foot off the floor. Don't worry about if you can get it up higher, great, but if you can't, don't worry about it. And then rotate that leg so that the inside of the thigh comes more forward. Keep your foot up, and then swing the leg to the back and to the front. So this is my right side is much more challenged with my balance. Not sure why, it's just a weaker side for me. So absolutely grab the chair or a wall or something if you feel off balance. Obviously engaging your core will help with that. Good. Try a couple more. And then lower it down. And then we're going to do the opposite on the other side. So shift your weight into your left foot. Lift your right knee up. And then I want you to internally rotate your leg so that you're turning the knee inwards. And this is going to feel kind of funny. So you're just going to kick the foot back, pushing the hip back, and then swing the leg to the front, keeping the knee sort of sideways. Kick it back, and then front. Kick it back, and then front. So, I don't know why, I always think of a figure skater as they go into those poses. It's like, ooh. So if you ever did any skating, maybe that might remind you of it. Try a couple more. Remember to keep internally rotating through the hip so that the knee is sort of pulled in and even through the back. And then shift it side to side. And then we'll do the same thing to the other leg. So shift into your right leg, lift the left heel, and then internally rotate that leg so that your knee comes forward and then your foot kind of sticks out. And then you swing it to the back and then to the front. The leg doesn't change position. You're just bringing it to the back and front. And this is where you find, wow, my other side was much more stable. Keep your core engaged and maybe try to focus on something that doesn't move. Good. And let's try two more. And then settle the leg down. Shake your legs out, maybe shift a little side to side, let go of, do a little wiggle. Woo. And then we're going to work on some hip cleaners. So sort of something similar, except instead of swinging the leg back and forth, you're going to do circles, okay? So again, shift to the left or shift to the right foot, and then pick up the left foot off the floor, and then you're going to just externally rotate the leg, bring it to the back, and then pull it front. So you're just going into what we sort of like, it's opening up the hip area. You can do this on your back as well. So if you were challenged with your balance, you could always lay on your back, But again, you can always grab the wall or the chair. So this is really not about, I mean, it's good for balance, but what I really want you to feel is that hip getting that rotation. So grabbing a wall or a chair will actually allow you to get more into it, into the rotation. And then hold it up, and then you're going to go the opposite direction. So try to sort of turn the leg inside again, and then bring it to the back, and then in and around. So the leg goes back, lifts up to the side, and then back to the front. That's it. So hopefully you can see me back and around. And then lower it. And then we switch sides. So shift to the left leg. Lift the right leg up. Turn it to the outside. Bring the leg behind you and then bring it forward. So the foot opens and then the foot goes behind you and then the knee comes to the center. Keep your, if you want to test your balance, just focus on something that's not moving. So if you're looking at me, that will make it a lot harder because I am moving. One more time this way. Hold it up and then bring the leg to the back, turn it out, swing it forward or round it, circle it forward. Good. I'm actually warming up doing this. And try 2 more. Well, because we're working, and the reason we're getting warm is because we're working, lower your foot down, because we're working the bigger part of our muscles, which are our quadriceps and our hips. All right, let's just take a break from our hips for a moment. We're gonna come back to them, but we're gonna come back to them on the floor. We're gonna do some arm circles. So hopefully your shoulders are feeling okay today. If you need to grab some water, grab a sip of water. And then bring your arms up to shoulder height, but keep a slight bend into your elbows and then flip the palms down. And then just start to make circles. So try to make the circles through the elbows. But try not to lift the shoulders up to the ears. Think about dropping the shoulders down and just lifting the elbows. Good. Just circle around. And if you wanted, you could always extend your arms a little further and keep, so you don't, if you want the bend a little bit, if you don't want the bend so much and you want to open it up a little bit, you can do that as well. Keep the core engaged, keep breathing. Take a pause, and then I want you to go the opposite direction. So this exercise, arm circles, is going to show you, you do not need weights to work your arms. 3, 2, 1, and then hold the arms out, flip the palms up, bend slightly so you're not hurting your shoulders, and then just a little lift and a lower down. Lift, lower, lift, lower. So you might be feeling these in through the shoulder. If you need to take a break, lower your arms down and then come back to it. Breathe in and out. Squeeze your bum. Keep your core engaged. Last 2. Flip the palms down and then push it down a little bit and then lift it up. Push it down and lift it up. And I tell you, I don't know what I did with my arms yesterday, but my arms are really feeling this right now.
Shoulders?
Yeah, the shoulders. Lift it down, push it down and lift. So imagine you're pushing something down and then you're lifting them back up. 4, 3, 2, and then drop your arms for a moment. Give the shoulders a little roll. And then go the opposite direction, sort of just release that. Good, and then bring the arms to the front. And then bend the elbows slightly. And then all you're gonna do is do these like circles around, like you're polishing something. And then you're gonna move the arms over to the left. Keep the torso straight. And then go all the way around to the center. And then move to the right. Go to the front. Hold it here. And then reverse your circle inwards. And then go to the left. Keep polishing. Maybe you're waxing your car or something. And then to the front. And then to the right. Back to center. Lower down for a moment. Shake out your arms. Whew. All right. Bring the arms back up. Turn the palms towards your face. Squeeze the elbows together. And then open the arms wide. Squeeze the back muscles together. And then squeeze them together and squeeze the chest muscles together. So open, squeeze, close, chest muscles. So you're working through the shoulder blades in through the back, and then your pectoral muscles in through the front. Open, close, open, close. And let's go 4 and 3 and 2. And the next time your arms come close, see if you can clasp the fingers together, keep the elbows together, and lift the arms up and down. Keep focusing on your breath. Try to relax your neck. If it's feeling through your neck, then drop the elbows down a little. And 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And then hold it up. Extend your arms out. And then bend them back in. Extend out. And then bend. Extend out and bend. Try 3 and 2 and 1. Lower the arms down, shake it out for just a moment. We're gonna do one last exercise. So reach your arms up, turn your palms up, touch your fingers to your shoulders, elbows stay lifted, and then open. And then actually, let's do like a bicep curl. So you're gonna make a fist and then bring it to your shoulder and then open. Good. Keep the core engaged. Try to keep the elbows lifted but relaxed through the neck. So you're working through the biceps as you squeeze your fists together to the tops of your shoulders. Let's go 4 more. And 3, and 2, and 1. Whew. Okay, I lied. One last exercise. It does not involve the shoulders. So, turning sideways, lift your arms back. Flatten the arms, tuck your elbows in towards each other, lift your hands up a little higher, maybe towards your bra line, and then push the arms back, squeezing the triceps. And then in and back. Try to keep the elbows inward. So try not to let them go out. Just push back and bend. Push back and bend. Really squeeze through the backs of the arms. Breathing in and out. 4, 3, 2, and now hold it back here. Hold it, and then just lift it up, lower down. Lift it up, lower down. So don't lift them too high so it doesn't go into the neck. Try to keep your arms and your fingers flexed. Focus on feeling that through the back of the arm and keep your arms tucked in as much as you can into the sides of your body. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and then hold the arms here and then turn the palms inwards and then try to squeeze the, no, you're not actually going to be able to bring the hands. You squeeze and open, squeeze and open, squeeze and open, squeeze it, open. Keep breathing, keep the core engaged. And 4, 3, 2, and then hold it here, hold it, push it up, and then just do little pulses. Pulse, 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 pulse. We go 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then release it forward. Shake out those arms, bring your right arm across you. Drop the shoulder down. Stretch it out. And you can even take your left hand and just gently guide your shoulder down. You probably feel a little bit more release into the top of that shoulder. And then with the, keep the arm in front of you, but take your left hand, grab your right elbow, and then gently bring the arm and the arms overhead, and then bend that right arm and bring the hand behind you as much as you can, just to stretch out the tricep. And then slowly bring it back, and then open the arms. Bring your left arm across, take your right hand to your left shoulder, drop it down. You can even sort of like guide it down. Sometimes if you bend the other arm, you maybe get more of a deeper stretch. Whatever feels good. And then take your right hand, grab your left elbow, and draw the arm back. And then release your hands, interlace your fingers behind your lower back. And then as much as you can, lift your arms away from your body and try to pull the shoulder blades back. Keep the chest up, keep the chin lifted. So you're opening up into the deltoid area, which is probably pretty sore right now. So it's good to get that stretch. And then release the arms forward. Clasp the fingers together, flip the palms outwards, and then push away and open the tops of your shoulder blades. It's almost like you're rounding to the top of the back. And then lower the arms all the way down. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead. And then exhale, you're going to gently fold forward, but bend further into the knees. And then make your way down onto the mat. And then we're going to go into a hip blast, but it's for the inside of the groin area, okay? So, sit on the ground with your knees bent and the soles of your feet touching. Lift your knees and hold them tightly, okay? I did this once before, I just have to read a little bit, so don't mind me. And then try to force your knees to the floor. So you're pushing your knees into your hands. Good. Then let go of your knees and then relax the hips. Sort of just let them fall down and relax. And then we'll do that one more time. So gently lift the knees up, guiding them with the hands. Take your hands to the outside of your hips. Try not to push so much on your knees, but just on top of the knees. And then push your legs against your hands. Draw the navel in, lift your chest, and breathe. And then release. Slide your hands to your ankles so that the elbows are inside of your thighs. And then push your elbows down onto the inside of your legs. So you're pushing them down and you're opening that up a little further. And then release. And we'll do that again. Push down, hold it. And then lift. And now you're going to do that again, except this time you're going to keep your hands on your ankles. You're going to push down more. So take your right elbow, push more down onto the inside of the right. You can push down onto the left a little bit, but I want you to do a little twist towards the left. So you're dropping the right shoulder forward and you're turning your body more towards the left. But keep pushing down on the inside of the right leg. Lift it up and then Same thing on the other side. So you push more down onto the inside of the left leg. And then keeping your right elbow on the inside of your right knee, you're going to turn your body over to the right. Or sorry, lean a little bit over to the right and then turn your body and keep pushing down as much as you can, but not too much, on the inside of your left thigh. And then lift back up. Sort of release that just a little bit. Release your fingers, shake them out. And then you're just going to take your hands to the insides of your thighs here. You can always stretch your legs out a little more. And then you're going to use your hands, but take the hands so that they're right in through the inside of the thighs. And then push down and then rotate. Drop your right shoulder forward. A little bit deeper. And then over to the left. Pushing down and then drop your left shoulder forward. And then just do that a couple more times, shifting side to side. And then come back up to center. Draw your knees towards each other. And then slowly make your way onto your back, where we're going to get a little stretch for the hamstrings and a release again for the hips. So if you can, you either can extend your left leg out and hug your right knee in, or if you need to, keep your left foot on the floor. Just hug that knee in. Flex the foot and breathe. Slide your hands to the back of your leg and then start to straighten the leg up as much as you can and gently guide the thigh closer towards your chest. Flex your foot and you should feel a deep stretch behind the back of the leg into the back of the knee. And then lower that foot to the floor. You may stretch the leg out and then bring the left knee in. Draw the left knee in nice and close. Feeling a release into the top of the left hip flexor area. And then when you're ready, take your hand to the back of your leg and then straighten that leg up as much as you can. And flex, turn the toes towards your face. And then see how much you can draw that top of the thigh in towards your chest. Sometimes I find bringing my foot up, the right foot up onto the floor, I actually have more room to bring my leg closer. But lower your foot to the floor. Lower your foot. Yeah, that's it. And then release that feet down to the floor, both of them. And then open your arms wide. And then just shift, let the legs drop a little over to the right, over to the left, nice and gentle, right and left, right and left. And then come back to the center, reach your arms all the way overhead, palms face each other, drop your elbows into the floor. Lift your right arm overhead, bring it back up. Then the left arm overhead, bring it back up. Right arm reaches overhead, lifts up. We're just working on a little bit of shoulder mobility here. Left arm reaches up, bring it back. Reach the right arm out to the side, let the arm fall down. Circle the arm along to the top of your head, lift it back up, and then let it fall forwards to the mat, and then circle it back out to the side and around to the top and back up. So you're just making circles with your arm and do a little bit of shoulder mobility, and then go the opposite direction. And don't force anything. So if you're having a hard time bringing your arm overhead, then I want you to stop at a certain point and then bring it to the side and to the front. And then hold the right arm up,
reach the left arm overhead, circle or reach the left arm onto the side. I'm sorry about that. Reach the left arm onto the side, palm face up, then reach the left arm overhead and back up, and then lower the hand down to your mat. And then back out to the side, lift it up, and back down to the mat. One more time. And then lower the arms down to the floor, settle the shoulders into the mat. Bring the feet off the floor so your legs are in a supine position. Take your hands though and gently guide your knees away so that they're in line with your hips. And if you can see your toes, then drop them down a little bit so that they're in the same plane as your shins. Push your hands into the mat. Tuck your pelvis under a little bit. So bring the hips closer towards you, but keeping the knees where they are. So all you're doing is just rocking a little closer towards and you're pushing the lower back into the mat. Now dip your right toe into the floor, and then the left, and then the right, and left, right, and left. Just do a couple more like this. And then bring the feet up. And now just with the right toe, you're going to try to push the leg out as far as you can, keeping the knee bent. Tap the floor and then lift the knee back in. Just focusing in on the right side. Make sure that you're pushing your lower back into the mat. So the right leg kind of comes out. You tap as far as you can, but keeping the leg bent, and then lift the knee back up. So just the right side. This is really focusing on your lower abdominals, your transverse, but with focus on just the right side. I'm gonna go 4 more. 3, and 2, and 1. And then bring that right leg up. And then the same thing on the left side. So make sure you're tucking your hips forward, pushing the lower back into the mat. And then extend the left leg out as far as you can, enough to tap the toes, keeping it bent into the knee. And then lift the knee back up. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Don't worry about how the breath is coordinating right now with the movement, as long as you're breathing. And last 2. And 1. Now, bring the knees together. Drop the heels down further to the backs of your feet. So you're just dropping the shins down, tucking them in. So you feel like your legs are lifted. Now you're just going to drop your heels down. Flex your feet. Now, the intention is to tap your heels. So we're going to start with just the right foot. So you're just going to tap the floor with your right heel, lift it back up, and then the left heel, lift it back up. Keep the lower body engaged, the core, by pulling the navel in towards the spine, and then keep breathing in and out. Tap the heel down, tap the heel down. So we're really, really working on the transverse abdominals right now. Try 1 more to each side. Now, if you can, drop the heels down, shift the knees forward a little bit, and then see if you can tap both heels to the floor and lift the knees back up. If that's too much for your lower back, then just stay with the single taps, heel to heel. Tap. When your heels land down, really think about the lower abdominals or your belly pulled in. Inhale, lift, and then exhale, lower the feet down. If you can't bring your heels all the way to the floor and you can only hover, that's fine too. I'm gonna go 4 more. And 3, 2, last 1. Hug the knees in, rock a little bit side to side. Keep the legs where they are. Reach your arms back overhead. Drop the shoulders into the mat. Push your legs away from you. Reach the right arm overhead. Tap the left toes to the floor. Lift the leg back up. Lift the arm back up. Left arm reaches. Right toes tap to the mat. Leg and arm lift. So you see where we're going? Right arm, left toes. Left arm, right toes. Option is straighten the leg all the way out. So if you're reaching one arm overhead, the opposite leg extends out and drop back in. When you do this move though, be really cognizant of your lower back. You can always lower the heel to the floor and then draw the knee back in. Or you can just keep tapping the toes. Let's try 2 more to each side. And last one. And then draw the knees in. Rock a little side to side. Lower both feet to the mat. And then gently shift yourself over so you're laying on the right side of your hip, bringing the left leg forward so you can stack your legs on top of each other. Reach your right arm all the way out and rest your head inside of your right arm. The legs are going to move slightly over to the corner of your mat with your legs bent, or legs straight, if that feels good. And then take your left hand in front of your chest. Flex your feet. Draw your navel in towards your spine and hover the feet off the floor. Can you straighten your legs, Sharon? There you go. Lower them down. Lift. Lower. If you squeeze into your bum a little bit too, that helps. So what we're actually working here is our oblique muscles. So the side wall abdominal muscle, which often gets neglected. And lift and lower. Lift, lower. 4 more. And 3. And 2. 1. Now keep the top leg lifted. Drop just the bottom leg. And then lift the bottom leg back up to the top. Lower the bottom leg. Lift the top leg, or lift the bottom leg to the top. So the top leg stays still. So what you're actually working here is your inner thigh. So you're squeezing the bottom leg back to the top. So you're squeezing the inner thighs together. Keep core engaged. Let's go 4 more. And 3, 2, 1. Lower the bottom leg. Point your toe on the top leg, your left leg, and then really slow, you're going to draw circles up and around. Up and around. Lift the hip up, bring it forward. It's almost like bring the leg a little bit behind you, circle the leg around, and then forward. Keeping the core engaged. You're going to go 4 more this direction. And then pause, and then reverse. Go 4 more. So the leg sort of comes forward a little bit. You circle up and around, bring it to the back a little bit, squeezing into the glute. Watch your lower back though. And we'll go 4 more. 2. Hold the leg hovering over the left leg, flex the foot. If you want, you can always bend the bottom leg underneath you if that starts to get a little bit uncomfortable on that right hip. And then just lift the leg up and down. Keep breathing, keep the core engaged. 4 more. 2, 1. Now lower the leg, point the toe, and lift it up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 2, 1. Now see if you can kick your foot behind you, bending at the knee. See if you can grab either your pant leg or your ankle, and then just gently pull that leg back. If you had a strap, you could always hook the strap on. You're just sort of stretching out the quadricep here a little bit. Watch your lower back, keep your core engaged. And then slowly release that leg. And then come onto your belly. So laying on your belly. Slide your hands under your shoulders, tuck your elbows in. The backs of the feet are onto the mat. Look down towards the mat. You can hover your head. Pull the navel in. Inhale, lift up. Pushing into the hands, lift the chest. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Try not to lift your head up so that you're drawing your head back. I want you to keep your neck in line with your spine. So your head and keep looking down towards the mat. Inhale and lift. And lower, exhale. Try 2 more. Last one. Reach the arms overhead. You can keep your forehead on the mat if you want. And lift the right arm and then the left leg. Lower down. Right arm, left leg. Or left arm, right leg, sorry. Left leg, right arm. Left arm, right leg lifts. Option to hover the forehead off the mat. Keep rotating like this. Or option to lift both arms up, lift both feet up, and then alternate like that. And then you can go a little faster, and then you're swimming. Keep the core engaged. Keep breathing. Nice gentle kicks. Nice little up and down through the arms. 4 and 3 and 2. And then rest everything down. Place your forehead onto the mat and then reach your arms back towards your feet. Turn the palms inwards, but lift the arms up past the thighs. And then squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, lift everything. Head, feet, chest. And then lower down, nice and slow. So inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep your neck in line with your spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Just try 2 more. And last one. And then bring the arms back up to your shoulders. Push up, lifting your chest up. And then just sit your hips back as far as you can. Reaching the arms forward enough to release the lower back. If you push into the palms and then push back through your hips, you should feel a release through the lower back. And if you tuck your chin in, that should go all the way up your spine. Keep breathing. And then slowly shift forward into a tabletop position and then start to lay on your left hip. And then reach your left arm all the way out. Rest your head inside of your arm. Shift your feet over to the corner of the mat in front of you. Make sure that you keep looking straight ahead, right arm in front of your chest. Flex your feet, draw your navel in, keep the inner thighs together, and then lift the feet up, and then lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. That's it, lift and lower. So really squeeze your inner thighs together, and if you can squeeze your bum cheeks together, and if it's hurting on your hip bone, you can sort of shift your hips a little bit further, either back so you're more on your bum cheek, or forward so you're more on the meatier part of your outside of your leg. Lift. I find my left side, for some reason, doesn't like me laying on my left hip as much. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Just 2 more. Really work through those side oblique muscles, your side wall abdominals, and lower just the bottom leg. Keep the top leg lifted, keep the feet flexed, and then lift the bottom leg up to the top, squeeze the inner thighs, and then lower the bottom leg. So the top leg doesn't move, just the bottom leg. Lifts and lowers. The bottom leg comes to the top, squeeze the inner thighs, and then the bottom leg lowers, keeping the top leg still. If you wanted to challenge yourself, you could lift the top leg higher, but just watch your lower back. Because as soon as you bring your leg up higher, then you're shifting the joints in your back. Lift, lower. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Now lower that bottom leg, flex into the top foot, and then, point the foot on the right leg, and then really slowly draw circles around. So you kind of lift the leg up onto the back and then forwards. Keeping the core engaged. If you want, you can always bend that bottom leg in if that feels more comfortable. The slower you go, believe it or not, the harder it is because your leg starts to feel heavy. And 3, and 2, and 1. And now reverse the circle. Forward, around, and back. And around, forward, and back. Keep breathing, nice and slow. We got 4 more, we're almost there. Just 3 more. 2, 1. Now pull the leg up, flex the foot, lift the leg up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that leg, pull the leg behind you, bend the knee. If you're able to, either grab the back of your pant by pulling your leg in. If you can, reach for your ankle or your foot. And if you even sort of lift up your chest, you have more room rather than trying to stay on your back. And then just gently pull that leg behind you so you're stretching out through the quadricep. Release it, and then come onto your back, rolling onto your back. Cross your left foot onto the top of your right thigh. Figure 4 on this position, so you can take your left hand to the inside of your left leg, just below the knee, and gently push it away. Or if you can lift your right foot off the floor and then bring your arms through your legs into the back of the thigh. Or you can even hold so you got your left hand on the back of your thigh and your right hand holding your foot. And then you can rock a little side to side if you want. And then lower your right foot to the floor if it's lifted. Uncross your left foot from the right thigh. Bring your right foot onto the top of your left thigh. Your right hand can open that up a little, pushing into the inside of the thigh. a little deeper, bring the left foot off the floor. Bring your arms through the circle there, or the little triangle shape, or keep your right hand into the back and your left hand holds the right foot. And then you can rock side to side. And then release that down to the floor. Uncross your legs. Open the arms. Walk the feet to the edges of the mat. Drop your knees together. And then just slowly sway the legs over to the right and to the left. Little windshield wipe through the hips. Lots of release for the hips today. Also really good for the lower back. And you can even hold it to one side. Maybe hold it over to the right for just a moment. In some stillness, just watch your lower back. And you can even turn your head to look over to the other hand, the opposite hand. So if your legs are dropped right, you look over to the left or vice versa. Draw them, circle them, and then shift them over to the other side. And then look over the opposite hand. Shift back up to center. Walk your feet in together. Hug your knees in. Take your hands behind the backs of your thighs. Squeeze your legs as closely into the chest. Rock a little side to side, massaging the lower back. You can even circle the legs around. Reverse. And then straighten your legs a little bit, and you're just gonna kick your legs and then rock yourself up into a seated position. Stretch your legs out. Flex the feet. Reach the arms up. Nice tall spine. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, fold forward over those legs. If you need to soft bend into the knees. And then let your hands fall wherever they can reach. Tuck your chin in. And just gently push slide your hands forward. And sort of open up the top of the shoulders into the upper back. Breathe. And then slowly come back up. Roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Reverse. And then just do a little rotation, right and left. And then bring your hands to your thighs. Thank you very much. Great job, everybody.
Oh. My hips, thank you.
Your hips.
That's what I feel most, is like right in the tops here.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.
So I am off to Florida on Friday. So my plan is to stream my classes. So like no in-person classes while I'm there. Hopefully it works out. You should, if you should have the link, and if you don't, then just send me a message and I'll resend it to you.
It's the
But yeah,
same link.
you have the link because you got into class today, so.
Yeah.
All right, enjoy. It
Okay.
looks like it's supposed to be a nice day today, so get out for some fresh air.
It's snowing here.
Oh,
We had a beautiful day yesterday.
yeah, no, it was very cold here yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, ladies.
Take your Snuggies with you.
My Snuggies?
Yeah, it's cool in Florida.
Well, yeah, I heard it. Right now, it's supposed to warm up.
It will.
Bye.
Bye.